Here's Julie Inman Grant telling you what you can and can't listen to or hear.
So if they fail to remove the content, then we can go to the search engines such as Google or Bing to really minimize the amount of content the Australians can see. Minimise,
James, the amount of content Australians can see. You heard it there from the lips of our chief censor.
This is really, really sinister, because what's happening now, Rowan and Rita, is that this global wave of censorship, we've seen this happening in Ireland, we've seen this happening in Canada, we've seen this happening in other European countries, is crashing here on the shores of Australia. And it is all about a global movement by governments that have lost control of the narrative because of social media. They no longer get to tell you what to think. There's no longer the monopoly of approved media providers and so on. So therefore, they need to stop this. And, you know, we saw this start during the pandemic and how much they absolutely hated alternative viewpoints on all sorts of elements of the pandemic, how it was managed, lockdowns, vaccines, everything else. A lot of things that were called misinformation, by the way, turned out to be absolutely correct.
100%.
Now we are seeing this here. And you know what? The thing is, this whole move by people like Julie Inman Grant and this government, but also backed in by the coalition, many in the coalition, I have to say, it really has its roots in totalitarian China. This is this whole idea that we need to preserve social harmony. That's the sort of thing that Chinese leaders say when they say, we're not going to talk about this topic or allow you to post about that topic because it could upset people. Well, you know what? This is a free country. This is a democracy. I think the coalition here needs to rediscover its first principles on free speech and say no to this.
Well, it's not a free country. And Rita, carry on, but it is not a free country. It is being censored right in front of your eyes. We just saw that earlier on Sky. All the politicians, Rita, are behind this thing.
It is absolutely disgusting to see this happening in a free country. There's a similar crackdown happening on X, formerly Twitter, in Brazil.
Yes.
And Australia is now in that camp. Are we some sort of banana republic here where the people can't be trusted? And as James mentioned with COVID, if the COVID era taught us nothing else, it's that it's important to get free information. We had Harvard, Oxford, Stanford professors silenced and censored during COVID. And they've been all vindicated because they were challenging some of these draconian measures and saying they're not based in science, they're not going to actually help, they can actually do a great deal of harm and be counterproductive. And perhaps if those voices were heard more widely, we wouldn't have such a catastrophic response as we did.